Hi there, and thanks so much for joining me again. As you might have heard, the OPXY is currently on sale all of October for as low as $16.99, which coincidentally is the same exact price as the newly released MPC Live 3. Over the last couple of days, I've seen lots of people asking, what should I buy? So since I'm a user and a big fan of both of these two, I thought I might offer some perspective. Before we start, please know that I bought the OPXY at full price and I'm currently borrowing the MPC Live 3 from Akai, but no one is paying me to make this video, nor do Akai or Teenage Engineering have anything to say in my opinions here today. This video does have a sponsor, the good folks at Analog Cases, but more on them a bit later. Okay, so first things first, I have a very hot take for you, and here it is. Horsepower and specs are important, but should not be the sole deciding factor when buying a standalone groovebox. And this comparison might actually be the best example of that, since in capabilities alone, this would be a no contest with the MPC coming out immediately on top. Instead, I strongly suggest you focus on what music making environment is more inspiring to you and what fuels your personal creativity when you want to sit down to make some music. I say this mainly because there is bound to be someone in the comments section that'll say something along the lines of, for that price, I could buy a MacBook and a DAW, or just use an iPad. And to them to say, I also own a MacBook and a few DAWs, and though they are definitely powerful and get the job done, I've never felt the same level of joy or sheer fun with sitting in front of a laptop and making music as I have when I turn either of these two on. So no, it's not about the power, it's about the experience. If that's a computer for you, awesome, more power to you. But lots of us enjoy these machines because of the unique feel each one of them has. For those of you looking to actually have fun with the process of creating music itself, we can continue the conversation from here. I think a good starting point is, what similarities do these two machines have? These two are self-contained, battery-powered, all-in-one music workstations with internal synths, audio recording, and sample mangling capabilities, as well as robust sequencers and song arrangers that can house multiple projects on board. They are both incredibly fun to work with, and they will both have you making full tracks with unexpected and great results. It's in the small details where I think you can really start to decide which one will work best for you. So let's start with portability and battery life. In sheer size and portability, the OPXY runs circles around pretty much any other portable groovebox except for its sibling, the OP1 Field. It's almost weightless in that you can put it in your backpack and will have absolutely no idea that it's there with you, and it fits pretty much in any bag or even a purse. This is important because it means you can have it on you just in case in your day-to-day. The MPC, on the other hand, is a hefty piece of machinery, and not only will you feel it when you carry it around, you'll need a properly sized bag to make room for it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not that you can't take it anywhere with you, it's more that you won't be carrying this around unless you're 100% sure you'll be using it at some point in your day. In terms of battery life, again, XY takes the lead here. The battery life on it is something that truly defies logic, and I charge it maybe once a month, if that. If you like outdoor life and want a groovebox to take with you on long flights or weekends in the woods, this is your best choice. The Live 3, on the other hand, although much better than the Push 3, still is no match for the OPXY in terms of battery life. I've clocked the battery of the Live 3 at around 3 hours at maximum brightness and heavy use, which is no small feat considering all the processing that was going on in that project. In real-world scenarios though, for 99% of users, both of them have enough battery life to give you the freedom to move around the house for some couch beats, or go to your local coffee shop and not worry about not finding a table next to an outlet. Speaking of portability, whenever you want to take your OPXY or Live 3 out for a spin, you can do it in style with today's sponsor, Analog Cases. These guys make cases for most popular synths and grooveboxes, like this case for the OPXY right here. They use premium quality materials, and it's even got a velvety interior for your XY, so it feels all cozy in here. They also make my favorite backpack, the Trackback, which can easily fit the Live 3 and the OPXY together for taking your beats on the go. Use my code down in the description for a discount on your next purchase. Thank you so much, Analog Cases, for supporting me and other creators like me. Now, back to the video. They both come equipped with onboard microphones and speakers, with the Live 3 taking the lead here with much more powerful volume and bass due to the sheer physical size difference. And I tend to use the MPC speakers on for most of my sessions, except when I need to mix or record something in with the onboard mic. The XY speakers are pretty good for their size, but not powerful enough for an old, almost deaf person like me. And I rarely listen to my XY on anything except headphones. To give you an idea of the volume difference, In regards to connectivity, the XY has audio in and out, MIDI in, and a multi-jack out for connecting with other synths, as well as USB connectivity. This means you can make it part of a larger setup, but I rarely use it as the master sequencer of multiple synths, mainly because of its limited physical outputs. The Live 3, on the other hand, wipes the floor with the XY here, with combo 1/4-inch phantom power enabled jacks, 6 audio outs, dedicated headphone jack, phono in, dual 5-pin MIDI ins and dual 5-pin MIDI outs, CV outs, double USB-A, and 1 USB-C port. The Live can easily be both the MIDI and audio centerpiece of a much larger synth setup, especially since you have up to 128 MIDI tracks, versus the XY's 1 dedicated MIDI track, or 9 if you use the instrument tracks as well. Both can be expanded with an audio interface, and both support audio over USB to a DAW for recording, although the Live 3 allows for multi-tracking up to 24 audio tracks over USB, while the XY only sends out 2 mono or 1 stereo track. While we're talking about exporting audio into a DAW for further mixing and mastering, it is very important to note that as of the time of this video, the XY does not have stem export. So if stems are important to you, you'll be better off with a Live 3 that does have stem exporting. Now we're going to dive into something a bit more subjective, which is the available internal sounds, sampling capabilities, and effects. On paper, there isn't much of a fair fight here at all. The MPC has a long list of internal synths, sample libraries, virtual pianos, strings, and even a few third-party plugins now that they teamed up with native instruments. On the Live 3, you can have up to 32 plugin tracks and 4 effects on each track, as well as 16 audio tracks with 4 effects each. Added to that, you can also have submixes to further modify your sounds, as well as on the samples you can actually have effects per pad. The OPXY has 8 internal synth engines, 6 internal effects, and sampling, but you can only use 2 master effects at a time and have a maximum sampling time of 20 seconds and no audio tracks whatsoever. Again, on paper, it's nowhere near a fair fight. And here's what you need to remember my hot take at the beginning of the video. Power is not the deciding factor here. This is not a DAW versus DAW. The MPC gives you an ample array of choices, and you can finish a professional grade sounding track on it for sure. But with great power comes great menu diveability. The extra complication does mean that you may eat up some of your time setting things up and maybe get derailed on the idea you had originally. The XY gives you a much more limited palette, but that limitation results in a laser-like focus on the music. And within its tight boundaries, I found I make music on the XY extremely fast, and my ideas don't get bogged down by technical choices. It's a huge trade-off, power for focus, but don't underestimate the impact that can have on your music and your experience while creating. Speaking of experience, I want to touch on 2 major aspects of these devices that will make or break them for you: the sequencers and the live player jammability, let's call it. The sequencers on both these machines could not be more different in design or capability, but I absolutely love both of them. The XY is more minimalistic and is entirely MIDI based, but I have found that it is absolute genius, and it's one of the more fun and powerful sequencers I've used. Not only do you get the usual suspects like parameter locking, ratcheting, probabilities that we've come to expect for the likes of Electron, and dedicated sequencers like the Oxy One and Hapax, you also get amazing ways to manipulate those sequences live, using the brain and punch-in effects for some truly breathtaking moments of spontaneous happy accidents that I could have in no way gotten to on my own. The Live 3 is no slouch either, and it gives you a wide range of options when sequencing, from live recording to step sequencing, or even a tracker-style list view. And with up to 999 bars, you'll never run out of room here. The new clip view also makes it a breeze to improvise and create new music by combining ideas and experimenting freely in a way that MPC did not have before. As for live playing, the new pads are a joy to use, and the touch strip gives you a ton of expression and modulation capabilities on the front panel, and I think this version of the MPC is by far the one I've most enjoyed playing live. As a final consideration, when buying something this expensive, I think it's also important to have in mind the future of the platform in terms of firmware updates, bug fixes, and features that might be added in the future. Teenage Engineering have done an amazing job at killing the bugs that the OPXY originally came with, and have also added a ton of really exciting features since it launched. That being said though, if you've been an MPC user for the last 5 or 6 years, you have to agree with me when I say that what they have done with this platform is nothing short of miraculous. When I compare the original MPC Live 1 I bought back in the day to what this is now, it's unrecognizable. They have reinvented the operating system time and time again. They've added multiple plugins, effects, they even did the unthinkable and teamed up with native instruments and got third-party plugins on the MPC. Even more impressive, most of these new features can actually all be used on the original Live 1. So if their trajectory over the last 5 years is any indication of where we're headed, it's really looking good for MPC users down the line. All that being said, please remember that when it really comes down to it, it's not about the machine, it's about the person behind it. And in this case, what's important is, are you having fun making music with this? My advice for you is, if you can, go to a store, try these out for yourself, see which one speaks to you. What I can assure you is that no matter which one of these two you choose, there are no wrong choices here, and they're both firmly in my top 10 music devices that I've ever used. Anyway, those are just my opinions and thoughts to try and help you decide. I'd love it if more of you chime in the discussion on the comments below and tell us which one you chose, why, and most importantly, if you're happy with your decision. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful, or at least entertaining. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.